Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining the Florida Bar Foundation for our 2021 virtual award ceremony. I'm Steve Sen, the president of the foundation. I want to thank my fellow board member, Ray Reed, for kicking off our event with his beautiful and rousing piano playing, which you've just heard. Ray was also kind enough to record a musical benediction to begin our ceremony. Ray? Thanks again, Ray. That was lovely. Now, the foundation's incoming president, Connie Bookman, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United
of
States,
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Connie. With all that has happened in the past year and a half, it is comforting to know that the Florida Bar Foundation has been able to continue our mission of providing greater access to justice through the great work of our grantees. Thank you to all of the legal aid programs that have worked hard to keep providing services through this past year. We are happy to also be able to continue the tradition of honoring award winners, even virtually. We are pleased and delighted that you are joining us today to recognize the phenomenal lives and works of our winners. Many of you joining us are Foundation Fellows and members of our Lifetime Giving Societies. You have our gratitude for your generosity and continued support of the Foundation. You can view all of the Foundation's donors on our website. We'd also like to thank our sponsors who made this event possible. They will be recognized on your screen, and you will meet some of their representatives today as they introduce our award winners. Thank you to all. The Florida Bar Foundation's mission is to provide greater access to justice in Florida. We do that by funding the work of legal aid lawyers at more than 30 organizations across our state. A large number of those lawyers rely on the Foundation's Loan Repayment Assistance Program, which we call LRAP, to be able to afford to work for legal aid programs despite heavy student debt. So before we meet our award winners, I'd like to introduce you all to 3 attorneys who will tell you how they have been impacted by the LRAP program. If you have any trouble hearing any of our speakers today, please be sure to increase the volume on your computer, and also please remember to mute your microphones if you're not speaking.
Hello, everyone. My name is Samantha Vaciana, and I'm a trial attorney here in Broward County, Florida. Like many lawyers, when I graduated from law school, I had over $150,000 in student loan debt. I chose to become a lawyer so that I could advocate for some of the most vulnerable members of our society, children, victims of violence, and so on. Had it not been for the LRAP, I would not have been able to realize that goal. Because of the LRAP, I was able to work for the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County, where I had the rewarding opportunity to represent victims of domestic violence in obtaining restraining orders and other collateral relief. One of the biggest challenges that legal aid lawyers face is that they usually have high student loan debt, and they don't often get paid as much as their private practice counterpart. So they end up leaving legal aid to go work in private practice. One of the unique ways that the foundation helps to retain experienced legal aid lawyers is by affording them the opportunity to pay down their student loan debt through the LRAP program up to $5,000 per year. It's an amazing program, and I'm very fortunate to have been a beneficiary of the LRAP program. At this time, I'd like to turn you over to Simone, a lawyer from Southern Legal Counsel.
Hi, my name is Simone Chris, and I'm an attorney with Southern Legal Counsel, a nonprofit civil rights organization that engages in impact litigation and systemic reform for marginalized communities statewide. I've been a proud and grateful recipient of the Florida Bar Foundation's Loan Repayment Assistance Program, LRAP, since 2017, after graduating from the University of Florida Levin College of Law in 2016. In order for you to understand what the LRAP program has meant to me, I need to first explain how I came to do the work that I do. I have an older sister who has cerebral palsy and speaks in sign language, and because of her, my mom became an interpreter for deaf students and a social worker for students with disabilities in the Alachua County school system, where she worked for over 30 years. When I was about 7 years old, my mom sat me down and explained that there were so many children who she worked with who needed families that could take care of them. Families like us who understood the needs of children with disabilities, who spoke sign language and could communicate with deaf children, and who could provide a safe space for children who had experienced trauma. We then became a foster family, and over the course of my childhood, I had dozens of foster siblings, and the makeup of my family changed monthly, weekly, and sometimes daily. I learned very early on about the injustices within the legal system and the child-centered systems designed to protect these children. I watched my foster brothers and sisters fall through the cracks of the education system, the dependency system, and the delinquency system. I never understood why their belongings were in garbage bags when they came to us, or why they'd bounce between so many different foster homes, or why they were so often behind academically because they had to start over at each new school when their placement would change. I knew that I wanted to do something with my life that would help these kids and improve these systems. As I came of age as a gay woman in a small, rural, conservative town in north central Florida, I experienced the discrimination that unfortunately often seems inherent in coming out in a small town. These experiences all would come to fuel my passion to help LGBTQ youth and others who don't have the support and resources that I was fortunate enough to have. I'm here now speaking to you all as a civil rights attorney who gets to do just that. I have the privilege of advocating for vulnerable children and people from marginalized communities whose rights are sometimes overlooked and disparaged. Despite the enormous amount of debt I had to take on to complete law school, I did not have to choose between doing what I love or paying the bills, because the Florida Bar Foundation's LREP program made it so that I wasn't crippled by my student debt. I cannot count the number of people who cautioned me against doing nonprofit public interest law. I was warned by professors and mentors and family members that I would be in debt forever if I pursued my dream of doing public interest law. Among my friends and colleagues who had similar ambitions of making a difference in the lives of others and helping the most vulnerable among us, many abandoned those goals and took positions at private firms with twice the salary because of the weight of our student debt. The LREP program makes it possible for people like myself and the thousands of other attorneys who have received LREP assistance to pursue the careers that we've always dreamed of and to provide high-quality representation to individuals who would otherwise be without access to the justice system. The Florida Bar Foundation has invested in me, and in turn, I've been able to pursue a career in service to others less fortunate, like transgender individuals who are being denied access to equal health care, children in the dependency system who have special needs or who have been victims of human trafficking, and public school students in need of safe and affirming learning environments. In closing, I want to thank the Florida Bar Foundation for their continued investment in attorneys like me, and to thank all of you who support this program and make it possible for us to continue fighting the good fights in Florida without crumbling under the weight of the debt that it took to get us here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samantha and Simone, for sharing your LRAP experiences. My name is Juliette Lippman. I'm a former president of the Florida Bar Foundation, and I have witnessed the impact of legal aid lawyers, and I am passionate in my support of them. As all of you may know, at our past annual award dinners, we've raised tens of thousands of dollars to support civil legal aid. But last year, and again this year, the foundation has been unable to host these in-person events that do so much to support the organization. So today, I'm here to ask you to consider making a donation online to the Florida Bar Foundation. Help us continue funding the outstanding work of legal aid lawyers throughout our great state by giving a gift to the LRAP program. It's very easy to give a gift through the foundation's website, www.thefloridabarfoundation.org. We're going to make it even easier. If you open your chat panel now, you'll see a link that will take you directly to the donation page. The Florida Bar Foundation is a not-for-profit organization. Much of our funding is tied to interest rates, which remain at historically low levels. So we must depend on private contributions. Your donation to the LRAP program will help a local legal aid lawyer pay off their law school loan. Each year, the foundation offers these lawyers up to $5,000 each. But the number of lawyers we can offer this to is limited by the funds that we have. So every $5,000 raised means one more legal aid lawyer can participate in our LRAP program. Last year, we were able to fund 212 loans, but we still had to turn applicants away. If you're able to make a donation today, the foundation and I thank you so much for your generosity. Again, you can donate on www.thefloridabarfoundation.org, and a link is in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you, Juliette, Simone, and Samantha, for the good work you do and for helping us to understand better the LRAP program that the foundation administers. Now we'd like to take a moment to recognize the winners of the 2021 Florida Pro Bono Law School Challenge. The challenge ran in February and March of this year. Law students and lawyers choose pro bono cases through an online platform that then matches them to work on cases together. More than 300 full representation pro bono cases were taken through this year's challenge. Here are the winners.
Congratulations to the 2021 Florida Pro Bono Law School Challenge winners. Stetson University College of Law is the MVP pro bono champion for matching the most students with its own alumni. Stetson also won the first runner-up award for outstanding student engagement. Barry University Dwayne O. Andreas School of Law is the winner of the Outstanding Student Engagement Award. Barry also won the first runner-up award for Outstanding Alumni Engagement. Ave Maria School of Law is the winner of the Outstanding Alumni Engagement Award. St. Thomas University School of Law was the second runner-up for both Outstanding Alumni Engagement and Student Engagement. Thank you to all of the law students, lawyers, and legal aid programs that devoted their time to pro bono clients through the challenge.
Thanks to everyone who participated in the Pro Bono Challenge, and for those of us whose law schools did not appear among the award winners, wait till next year. It'll be coming back. It's a phenomenally successful program. I now have the pleasure to introduce our former foundation president, John Patterson, who will present the Paul Doyle Children's Advocacy Award. John's firm, Schutz & Bowen, is the sponsor of the Doyle Award. Thank you, John, for chairing the selection committee.
I am pleased to present the Paul Doyle Children's Advocacy Award. The award honors Paul C. Doyle, the founding director of the Foundation's Legal Assistance for the Poor and Law Student Grant Programs, in recognition of Paul's commitment to high-quality legal representation for Florida's low-income children. The award recognizes and encourages systemic legal advocacy on behalf of children by Florida Bar Foundation Children's Legal Services grantees. The winner of this year's award is CABA Pro Bono Legal Services. Using funding from the Foundation's Children's Legal Services Grant Program, CABA helped 42 children receive permanent legal residency, and more than 100 other children get special immigrant juvenile visas approved during the 2019-2020 grant year. CABA's goal is to protect and safeguard vulnerable immigrant children that have been abused, abandoned, and neglected by providing them with the legal representation that they need to assert their right to remain safely and legally in the U.S. CABA currently serves more than 400 children residing throughout Florida. Without legal services provided by CABA, the children represented would be ineligible for documents that allow them to obtain work, a driver's license, work permits, a social security number. Additionally, once children obtain legal permanent residency, they can qualify for financial aid and higher education. On average, CABA represents each child for 3 to 5 years. CABA lawyers make sure that these children, each child, has a legal caregiver, and they represent each child before U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services and in immigration court. Even with the immigration courts being closed due to the pandemic, CABA represented more than 100 new children in 2020. Many of them did not have caregivers with necessary legal documents to consent to medical treatment on their behalf. So, CABA filed more than 50 temporary custody cases in family court on an emergency basis. So these children had someone able to consent to their medical treatment if they got COVID-19 or some other serious medical condition. For these efforts, CABA is the 2021 Paul Doyle Children's Advocacy Award winner. The first runner-up is Florida State University College of Law's Human Exploitation and Trafficking Project, which works to stop commercial sexual exploitation of children by providing direct legal representation to survivors, educating the community, and training law students. Thank you to the Foundation's first Vice President, Judge Suzanne Van Wyck, for presenting the first runner-up Doyle Award to Florida State University. The second runner-up is Florida Legal Services for their project to end juvenile solitary confinement in Florida. Congratulations to all of these programs. Their excellent work is making a difference for many children and families in this state.
Thank you, John, and congratulations to CABA, to Florida State University, and to Florida Legal Services. It is now my privilege to present the Jane Elizabeth Curran Distinguished Service Award on behalf of my firm, Peterson Myers. This year's winner is Anthony J. Karrat, who has served with Legal Aid Services of Broward County as its executive director for 45 years. Tony graduated from the University of Notre Dame and then the George Washington University Law School. After 3 years at Seattle Legal Services, he joined Legal Aid Services of Broward County, and in 1976, he was named the organization's executive director. Under his direction, the program has grown from a 3-attorney office with a $250,000 budget to a regional law firm with 73 attorneys and a budget of over $12 million. In 1981, Tony worked with the Broward County Bar Association to create Broward Lawyers Care, a pro bono program. And since that creation, more than 5,000 Broward County attorneys have donated their time, and more than 19,000 clients and families have received legal assistance. In 2011, the Broward Lawyers Care Advice Hotline was established to provide telephone advice and counsel. Tony also oversaw the merger of his program with what is now Legal Aid Services of Collier County. That program grew from 1 lawyer to now 12 lawyers with offices in Naples and Immokalee. Tony has achieved so much through his leadership and dedication. When an expansion of services for children was needed, he oversaw the creation of the Tracy McFarland Project. In order to expand services to veterans, he joined forces with United Way and Mission United. Tony's high ethical standards, commitment, and compassion make him a most deserving recipient of the Florida Bar Foundation's 2021 Jane Elizabeth Curran Distinguished Service Award.
I want to thank you. This is an incredibly important honor for me to receive this award. I've worked closely with Jane Curran throughout my career, and it's such an honor to have myself somewhat associated with her through this award that I'm receiving. Here in Florida, we were just so blessed to have Jane working here, creating the program that helped fund and help us to serve more poor people in our communities. And she and Paul Doyle, who worked very closely with her, just were incredibly committed to making sure that programs in the communities got the resources they needed to help more people and to help them throughout the state of Florida. I also, I don't want to forget this, and I want to make sure that I thank my family. I have an incredibly supportive family. My wife, Cheryl, my 3 children, James, Catherine, and Kimberly, put up with a lot. These positions as executive director, which I've been for over 45 years now, are extremely time consuming. They're 24/7 jobs. And when you do that, you take away a little bit, maybe a lot of it from your family. And so I want to thank them for allowing me to do that. It's just so important to me that they understand how important they are to me. I also want to give a thanks to my staff and my board of directors. When I get an award, it's never for me. It's for the work that the staff in the program do every day, helping people in our community to help get them through their legal issues, which create more problems in their lives. We are really here to try to remove those obstacles that they have so that they can move on and do more with their lives and not to be dependent on government sources. So I am truly thankful to my staff here for all of these many years who have done such an incredibly good job helping our community. And our board of directors, you have to have a strong, supportive board that will help you to make sure that they support you when you do the things that we need to do in the community. Legal aid programs don't always do what everybody else in the community thinks is important because it's not a money-making venture. We help the poor. We're not helping corporations, although we help their employees. So it's important to have a board of directors, and we have had throughout our years supportive boards of directors. The staff in the statewide network, that's incredible. I think the foundation is especially aware of all the people who work as directors and attorneys in the statewide programs throughout Florida. The foundation funds these programs. The foundation is familiar with the expertise. There's just an incredible network of directors throughout Florida who are exceptionally brilliant, who are very creative, and who are just committed. There's no other word to describe the dedication they have for helping the people in our community with their civil legal needs. So I am really exceptionally thrilled to be a part of that community, of all the legal aid programs throughout the state. We work closely together, and it's a great partnership with the Florida Bar Foundation that we hope will go on forever. So in closing, I just want to say thank you to the foundation. I want to thank you, Donnie and John, as executive director and president or chair of the board of directors. I want to thank you for the support you've always given to the legal aid programs in our community. And I again want to thank Jane Curran for making this all possible through her 32 years as director of the foundation. Thank you.
Tony, I hope you note a lot of the words of appreciation and congratulation in the comments. And I also thank you for all you've done for your community and all of the clients that you have benefited through the years. It is now my honor to introduce our Medal of Honor presenting sponsor, Florida Lawyers Mutual Insurance Company, and one of their directors, Alan Bookman. Alan is a former Florida Bar president and also a foundation fellow and a member of our Silver Lifetime Giving Society. Florida Lawyers Mutual has sponsored the Medal of Honor Award for many years, and we sincerely thank them for their continued sponsorship of the foundation's highest award. We'll first hear from Aaron Wallace, the marketing director of Florida Lawyers Mutual, and then Alan will join us live.
Hi, I'm Aaron Wallace, fellow lawyer and marketing director with Florida Lawyers Mutual. For those who don't know us, Florida Lawyers Mutual is the only professional liability insurance company created by the Florida Bar. And we are proud to return as presenting sponsor of the Florida Bar Foundation Medal of Honor Award. Later, you'll hear from Alan Bookman, past president of the Florida Bar, and I'm proud to say, a member of our board of directors. But first, I'd like to invite you all to visit us online after today's ceremony at flmic.com and learn about all the benefits of membership with an A-rated insurance company that has been serving Florida lawyers and only Florida lawyers for well over 30 years. Benefits like our free CLE library, which offers dozens of hours of accredited content exclusively to our members, our cyber liability endorsement, which we include on each and every policy at no cost to you, our claims philosophy, which is focused on defending your reputation, and our high-quality policy features to protect your practice. Florida Lawyers Mutual. Relationship, strength, value for brighter days ahead. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the ceremony.
Florida Lawyers Mutual Insurance Company is so very proud to continue its long-standing sponsorship of the Medal of Honor. All of the past recipients of this medal can be seen on the foundation's website. This Medal of Honor recognizes outstanding achievement in the improvement of the administration of justice. And today, we will be honoring someone who has dedicated his life's work to the purposes and principles of the medal for which it was created to recognize. Judge Emiliano Jose Salcines Jr., or EJ, joined the legal profession to do good. Judge Salcines graduated from South Texas College of Law in 1963 and was admitted to the Florida and Texas bars that same year. For the next 4 years, he served as the Assistant U.S. Attorney with the U.S. Department of Justice for the Middle District of Florida. He served as the first Hispanic prosecuting attorney in Hillsborough County from 1968 to 1985. There, he created a pilot program to divert first-time nonviolent offenders from the trial court process to counseling and rehabilitation programs. This led to the establishment of Florida's first pretrial intervention program. He was also appointed as Florida's first statewide prosecutor and advisor to the first statewide grand jury investigating narcotic smuggling. Judge Salcines was a champion for minorities, hiring the 13th Judicial Circuit's first African-American prosecutor, as well as the first female prosecutor and first prosecutor with disabilities. Judge Salcines has had a multifaceted career as an attorney, member of the judiciary, educator, mentor, author, and historian, and is an active and vibrant part of his community. If you name it, EJ has done it, from authoring books, lecturing at universities, and co-founding an inner court, to sitting on a conviction review unit independent panel and serving as honorary vice consul of Spain. His life has been remarkable for his trailblazing, his diverse career of more than 50 years, and his dedication to the administration of justice, public service, education. Judge Salcines is a most deserving recipient of the 2021 Florida Bar Foundation Medal of Honor for an attorney. Now, please join me in viewing a short video.
Judge Salcines, I think probably one of the highlights of my service on the board of the Florida Bar Foundation is to be here with you to present to you the Medal of Honor Award, which is the highest award that the foundation gives each year. The purpose of the award is to identify individuals who have demonstrated their dedication to the objectives of the Florida Bar, to inculcate in members the principles of duty and service to the public, to improve the administration of justice, and to advance the science of jurisprudence. You've certainly ticked all of those boxes, and it is a tremendous honor for me personally, and I think an honor for the foundation that you are this year's recipient of the foundation's Medal of Honor Award.
Well, I'm humble and very, very grateful. Did not feel that I deserved such recognition, but having looked at the recipients of this very, very coveted award, you have certainly placed me in some very distinguished company, especially Reese Smith, who is behind us, who gave such a great example to lawyers and what law was all about and the duty that we had to serve our communities.
It's very, very, very true and very well said. We're here in the William Reese Smith courtroom, and he is here looking over our shoulders as giants of the law do, to make sure we don't mess up what they've given us too badly. And you to everyone in this room, and you have many well-wishers here, recognize you as one of those giants of the law who have made some tough decisions through your life that were the right decisions, that may not have been the popular decisions, but they were important, and they had a lot to do with I think why your strong nominating group said that, hey, Judge Salcines needs to be on that list, and certainly the group that made the final selection from the strong nominees we had. So if I could ask you to talk about some of those difficult decisions you've made, and maybe how you were able to handle those and deal with the flag.
Well, you must remember that I'm an old man, and many years ago, there was not just apartheid in our country. There was a great wall of separation, and little by little, that wall had to come down, especially if you believed in the equality of law, and if you believed that law and the courts were accessible to all, not just a limited privileged group. So when I came along, there was discrimination, not just against African Americans, but against other minorities. I remember a lady that was studying law with me that was told by her own professor, "What are you doing here? You should be home cooking your meals for your family, ironing the clothes." Women were rejected. Hispanics were not welcomed. Blacks were prohibited. In fact, Florida made history with the Virgil Hawkins chain of cases. So I lived during those periods, and I owe so much to so many people that encourage me. Yes, some blocked my way, some knocked me over, but others helped me, and that's what America is about. So I believe that I am the luckiest man in the world. No man has ever owed so much to so many people who helped.
Awards, the best awards, are not given to make people feel good. The best awards are to shine a light on people whose example should be more widely known and reflected upon by people and attorneys, newer members of the bar and older members of the bar. And so if there was any comments you would have, that just words of wisdom for the audience that that will be hearing this presentation, I'd just invite you to speak to the audience and tell them whatever you think they should know in order to be better lawyers and better people.
I would remind every lawyer, every judge that may be hearing these words, look and read and memorize that oath of an attorney. I have sworn in many young lawyers in this very courtroom, and I've always told them, make sure that you keep a copy of this oath of an attorney in the front center drawer of your desk. And once a year, maybe on the anniversary of this occasion of swearing you in as a member of the bar, open that drawer and take it out and read it and meditate it and memorize those words. Because if you can live up to what you have promised to do, if you can live up to that commitment that you're making today, the day that you're being sworn in as a member of the Florida Bar, as an officer of the court, if you can do that, you're not going to have any problem with the grievance committee. You may get complaints, but you live up to that oath, and you will be a better lawyer. You'll be a better professional. And of course, as officers of the court, yes, there's a lot of competition. Yes, we want to win, but we must win within the framework of the rules of evidence, within the framework of the rules of ethics. So just because you want to win and you want to make a fee, don't violate that border. Don't cross that line. Live up to that. But remember, you are all officers of the court. Win or lose, shake hands with your opponent. Congratulate him or her for trying the case very well. The courtroom is our cathedral. The judges are our high priests. We are the officers of the court. Bring dignity, bring respect, show honor to that courtroom and to those officials. Don't make the mistake of backslapping them and stabbing them in the back. No, we all belong to the fraternity, to the society that we call the Bar Association. So help each other enhance the image of the courts and of our system.
Thank you, Judge. Those were beautiful words. This is for
I'm
you,
humbled.
Judge.
Thank you very, very much.
And then we have a more aesthetically pleasing for your wall.
That's beautiful.
And we are honored that that will be on your wall.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Florida Lawyers Mutual, for sponsoring this award for Judge Salcines and for so many prior years. And thank you to Alan Bookman for presenting today. And unfortunately, some of Mr. Bookman's audio was a little rough. And so if I could just let you all know that more information about Judge Salcines will be on the foundation's website. But just to underscore some points that may have gotten lost in the audio, Judge Salcines came into bar at a time when it was not always tremendously welcoming to Hispanic attorneys, but he was able to get through that. And then he recognized that that's not right. The bar should be welcoming to people without regard to things that shouldn't make a difference. And he was, as a result, in the offices that he held through the years, a champion for minorities of various categories, hiring the first African-American prosecutor, the first female prosecutor, the first prosecutor with disabilities, all to his office. And he did some of that at a time when it wasn't easy to do. And some of the questions you heard me ask him was about some of the flack that he had to face for making those decisions, which should have been easy, but were brave at the time. And we need people to make brave decisions sometimes. Okay, it was my great pleasure and honor to present the award to Judge Salcines in person. As you just saw, we was there with the foundation's executive director, Donnie McKenzie. The foundation is immensely proud of Judge Salcines and all of our 2021 award recipients. I want to thank everyone in the audience for spending time with us today to learn about their tremendous accomplishments and to hear from them. Getting near the close, I would like to ask everyone to consider a gift to our LRAP program. The link is in the Zoom chat panel. I know we've received a number of generous contributions. We thank you for every one of them. Supporting the legal aid lawyers who do the great work you've heard about is important. The foundation funds more than 30 legal aid programs where hundreds of lawyers work daily to give those less fortunate a fair chance at accessing justice. Thank you very much for attending. This concludes the formal portion of our award ceremony, but if you would like to stick around with us online, I believe, have Judge Salcines available to answer questions. Is that correct? Judge Salcines, are you out there? Okay, he was attending a watch party, and so perhaps they were not able to overcome some technical issues in getting him online. One more time, Judge Salcines. All right. With that not working out, I believe we have concluded our program.
And you hear me?
Oh, there he is. There he is. I knew if I just waited another second, you would appear, Deus Ex Machina. Excellent. Yes, sir. We can hear you. Thank you so much for
Very
coming
good.
on.
I must say that my heart has been massaged with this presentation. I can't thank each of you enough, but especially the Florida Bar Foundation and the Florida Bar. This has to be the culmination of a very fruitful career that the lawyer profession has given me. So I thank you on behalf of my family, and especially a very humble thank you on my part.
Well, you are more than welcome and more than deserving. And thank you again for joining us to answer a few questions afterwards. If I could begin by asking, you've been a mentor through your career to so many attorneys. I was wondering if you could tell us about one of your mentors and how they might have influenced you.
Well, the truth is, I had some that stumbled me on my way to become a law student and a lawyer. It was those others that helped me as I was falling and encouraged me to make my dream a reality. Therefore, when I graduated from law school, I made it a point to help as many young men and women, regardless of their ethnicity or their race, to help them attain what I had just attained, a law degree and a license to practice. As a result, I urged many who had been discouraged from studying law because of the color of their skin or because of their ethnicity or because they were women, they were discouraged from going to law school. So my efforts in life have been to help as many as possible, open as many doors and windows as possible, and urge people, don't quit, but especially be honorable. Be honorable. Live up to that word, being honorable. And the great, great majority have honored me very much by their exemplary conduct as members of the bar and of the judiciary.
Thank you, Judge. Let me ask you a question to kind of look forward into the future now. 20 years down the road, what vision do you see for the legal profession in Florida? What is your ideal vision, and what do you hope for, and maybe what do you worry about?
Well, we have just experienced a transformative and a consequential episode in not only our country, but throughout the world. COVID has changed the way that we practice, the way that we operate. So the lawyers of the near future, you ask what do my binoculars show in the next 20 years? The practice of law is going to be quite different from what it has been during my last 57 years. We have all gotten to know each other. We have all gotten to shake hands with each other. We could rely on our fellow members of the bar. And now, with this impersonal society that we have, we are practicing law at a distance. We are no longer being able to see each other and in our mental thermometers evaluate, can I believe this guy? How much of what he's telling me can I rely on? So the lawyers of the future are going to have to go out of their way to establish contact and collegiality. We can't live as good lawyers through Zoom and through Spike. We can't live just by our telephones. We must have personal contact. Therefore, the bar associations are indispensable in the future of our good profession by bringing lawyers together, knowing each other, getting to establish a reliability among each other. And above all, we belong to this society. We must help each other to enhance the quality of justice and our court system.
Very, very good, Judge. Let me speak back to the audience for just a second about two things. One, once again, if you are able to make a contribution to support the LRAP program, that would be much appreciated and would do great things. Secondly, if anyone has a question for Judge Salcines, please post that in the chat box. And we're going to go until the hour is expired. And so if we have any questions, we will present those to Judge Salcines while we're all listening. Continuing, Judge, if I may ask, what's the biggest challenge you faced in your career, and how were you able to address that?
Perhaps the biggest challenge that I had was when I was a career prosecuting attorney, and we had a very bad experience in Tampa where my integrity was challenged. My name was sullied, and it took me 3 years to recover that reputation. the single most important thing that a man or a woman has is their good names, their reputation. We have no other asset that's more important than that. And if someone tries to destroy it, whether it's through a witch hunt or through some type of persecution, the Bar Association must stand up and protect those individuals whose good reputation is being smeared. At the end of 3 years, my reputation had been smeared. It took me almost 10 years to recover, but it was all a falsehood. And as I've been told by a member of the media, we thought you were the black hat and the other guy was the white hat. As it turned out, there was nothing. You were the white hat and he was the black hat.
Wow. Wow. Judge, you are recognized as being a steward of your community in so many ways. We have a lot of lawyers on the line, a lot of people who do public service. What comments would you have to us about the importance of being a steward to your community and why it's important for us as lawyers to do that?
Yes, that I think is the best question that you've asked me, because when we are given a license to practice, we are given an extraordinary privilege that people normally do not have. Therefore, you owe a debt of service to your community. You owe a debt of service to your profession. You owe a debt of service to make this country better. Therefore, don't just be thinking about how many billable hours I can send out, how much money I can make this year. You must give back to your community. You must give back to your profession. You must do everything that you can to leave this place better than you found it. And as lawyers, we have that obligation to step forward in pro bono work, in helping the poor, in helping the disadvantaged, in helping those that are marginalized. We have that obligation as officers of the court. And I compliment you, Mr. Sen, and what you all are doing in Florida as an exemplary state.
Well, thank you, Judge. I don't know if there's anybody who's in the audience that wasn't already familiar with E.J. Salcines and why he is so worthy of this award, but I hope, having listened to his comments today, there is now no doubt, Judge, that you are a most worthy recipient of this award. You've had an amazing career. You are one of the heroes of justice and a giant of the law, and we really appreciate your taking time to talk with us and for accepting this award.
God bless you, and thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Judge. I know you've got a watch party there that you're joining. I'll let you get back to your friends and family at the watch party. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again to every one of you for spending your lunch hour with the Florida Bar Foundation and for learning more about our programs and the honorees and the great people who have done so many wonderful things for our state. If anyone would like to know more about the Florida Bar Foundation, please feel free to contact me or any of our officers. And again, we thank all of you for the contributions that have been made and that will be made. We are now adjourned. Enjoy the rest of your day.